Along the defensive line, Colton Duquette, the 6'1", 195-pound senior. Chase Bradshaw, 6'3", 260. He's a junior. Cody Wisner, like we said earlier, he's playing both ways tonight, 6'3", 275, and he's a senior. And Cash Campbell on the other end of the defensive line, 5'8", 195-pound senior. Linebackers, Wyatt Nolan and Daniel Fatete, he's a 6', 190-pound sophomore. And Damian Rivera at the rover position, that's a kind of a hybrid defensive back linebacker position. That's the signature position in this 4-2-5 defense. 5'10", 116. He is a senior. In the defensive backfield, Yobani Razone, a cornerback. He's 6'1", 175, and he's a senior. Jordan Ramirez, he's 5'11", 135. He's a senior. We talked to him on offense. Garrett Walshley, number 5. He's at free safety. And Brock Remmer at the other corner, 6'1", 140-pound junior. And we move over to the visiting team, the Southridge Suns, coached by Eric Sonicson. And he's also the offensive coordinator for him. They're going to start Trenton Slater at quarterback. He's a 6', 200-pound sophomore, 26 of 69 this season, 268 yards, a touchdown, and 3 picks. They're hurting on offense, so they're going to have to protect him in order to be in this ball game. Across the offensive line, number 73, Dennis Ermack, 6'2", 225, sophomore at right tackle. At right guard, Lucas Martin, 6'1", 190-pound sophomore. At center, Fidel Gutierrez, 6'1", 230-pound junior. At left guard, Nick Chrisman, he's a captain as well, 6'1", 250-pound senior. And another captain at left tackle, Logan Shimsky, 5'11", 265. He is a senior. In the backfield for the Suns, number 24, Ryan Stayrook, he's 6'1", 185 pounds, and he's a junior. And Theron McCullough, 5'10", 170 pounds, and he is a junior. Probably see Griffin Sandberg back in the backfield as well, giving either Staybrook or McCullough a breather. He's 6 feet tall, 210 pounds, and he's a senior. We'll see him more on defense, however. Out wide at receivers, Alex Teal, 6 feet tall, 190 pounds, and he's a senior. Caleb Cook Parker. Need to enunciate better. He's 6 feet tall, 175 pounds, and he is a junior. He has 14 receptions and 160 yards on the season. Dawson Stillwell, 6'1", 210 pounds, and he is a junior. He's starting at the other wide receiver. And we're going to see Austin Gideon as well fill in for any one of those 3 players I mentioned earlier. He's 5'11", 160 pounds, and is a sophomore. And we'll hit the defense here. Here we are. For Southridge, they're a 3-4 base. Alex Grimes, the defensive end, 6'6", 225. He's a senior. Shimsky at defensive nose guard, and Carter Iverson rounding out the defensive line. McCullough at linebacker, Sandberg at linebacker, Mason Bond, 5'9", 190. He's a senior. And then at the other linebacker, Spencer Anderson, 6'3", 215 pounds. Staybrook, Teal, Gideon, all in the defensive backfield for the Suns. And at the other corner, Ozuka Osakogu. That's going to be fun to say the entire night, isn't it? He's 5'11", 175 pounds, and he is a senior. So there are your starting lineups for tonight's ball game between the Hermiston Bulldogs and the Southridge Suns here at Kennison Field. We're going to take a 2-minute break, and then we're going to kick this baby off right here on AM 1360 KOHU. Back in the Old West Federal Credit Union broadcast booth here at Hermiston High School. The Bulldogs about to kick off with the Southridge Suns. And we are about to have the national anthem here before this game starts. We're going to get started a little bit later than 7 p.m. So if we'll take a 1-minute bonus break here, then we will come back with kickoff here at Hermiston Field between the Bulldogs and the Suns here on AM 1360 KOHU.
With the playing of this evening's national anthem by the Hermiston Marching Band under the direction of Mr. Sean McClanahan.
Sonny, I think we're ready to play some football, don't you think?
Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like, we're ready to strap it up, get it going, and see what these Southridge Suns are like, and about ready to go out and take the coin flip right now. Got the captains headed out.
In case you're wondering, I'm not Eric Olson. I know I sound a little bit different. I'm Billy Gates filling in for Eric tonight alongside Sonny Leby here, bringing you the broadcast on AM 1360, KOHU, and online at GoHermiston.com. And we actually have a new streaming site for GoHermiston.com, Mixler.com. That's something that the OSAA radio network uses, and it's worked great as far as I know for them. And we decided to switch over to that. That's Eric's call, obviously. I'm just sitting in his chair, which literally has his name on it. Where am I at here? Yeah, so, yeah, I'm just the guy sitting in the chair for Eric tonight. But as we wait for the coin flip here, the two teams haven't quite got out to midfield yet. What a beautiful night, Sonny.
Oh, it is.
This is tremendous.
A little bit of a haze in the air, not much. You can still see the remnants of some of the, leftover smoke from the months of fires and stuff that we've had. And but you're right, an absolutely gorgeous night. The flag is laying straight down on the pole tonight, and about right now, I think it is 70 degrees at game time right now, and you couldn't ask for a better night of football.
No kidding, especially as we get into fall. Last week of September here into October, that's when some of the best fall nights here in Oregon happen is this time of year. And we're lucky enough to have one here tonight underneath the Friday night lights here at Hermiston Field. And I know that if my name's familiar, just to let everybody know, I used to work for the Hermiston Herald. That was my first job here out of college, graduated from Pacific University. I worked here from 2008 to 2012 when they were an OSAA affiliated school. But I've been able to come back through my job at the Oregonian here and kind of chronicle Hermiston's journey to the Washington Association, the WIAA. And let me just say, I'm so glad that it happened for this school. I mean, that cuts down travel so much. They were going to have to travel to East Multnomah County for almost every one of their games. It was either there or go back to Bend, and they expressed neither option they wanted to do. So Larry Usher putting the steps in motion to get Hermiston to the Washington Association. It's been tremendous. And we've got the coin flip happening now, and Hermiston won the toss, and it looks like they are going to receive. Either they won and they chose to receive, or Southridge deferred. At any rate, the home team's going to receive the football, and they're going to get it first here when we kick off here in a moment. Again, taking the field for the Hermiston Bulldogs on offense. Led by number 8, Andrew James, the dual threat quarterback. 5'10", 195-pound senior. He's got a state title under his belt in Oregon. He's a heck of a quarterback. He can run it. He can throw it. Sonny, what do you expect from Andrew tonight?
A lot of things. I expect Andrew to go ahead and continue to go ahead and refine his game and get this thing going for him. And just the short passes, and I look for him to go ahead and get a little bit deeper passes and then go from there.
Oh, and it appears that our boy Eric Olson is listening to the broadcast. Of course, why wouldn't he be? Apparently, I'm not supposed to sit in his chair, but I'm standing right now. So, calm down, Eric. I mean, what are you going to do to me? I mean, let's be honest. Come on.
Yeah. And he left me a message that I'm supposed to switch over to something else, but I guess the headsets aren't working too awful well.
Oh, no, they're okay now.
All right.
They're all right now. We got it. We've got the technical difficulties ironed out. And a short kickoff to start the game. Big pile out next to midfield. And Hermiston's going to take over on their own 48-yard line.
First and 10 Bulldogs.
Out comes Andrew James and the crew. And we're looking at number 32 in the backfield, Wyatt Nolan.
Yocho, number 8.
Trips to the far side here. Hermiston moving right to left on your radio dial. And the snap, James drops back. He's looking deep down the sideline, and it's knocked down. Pass intended for... Turn around and give me your number, son.
Look like Jordan, Giovanni Rizzone.
Pass intended for Rizzone, knocked down.
Second and 10.
It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs from their own 48.
Billy, we talked about it earlier. This has got to be the worst kind of game to go. You cannot read, silver on white very well. That's Southridge's uniform colors there.
Yeah, I would appreciate some trim at least. Trips to the far side again, handoff to Nolan. Nolan up the gut. He gains about 12 yards or so before he's brought down in the second level of the defense. About 3 or 4 sons around him on the tackle. Nolan hit that hole hard, and he had a nice little burst there through the initial defense there, Sonny.
Yeah, he's a beast, and when he gets through there, we got great line surge that time and got a good push. Nolan 12 yards on the run.
Yeah, gained a 12 down to the Southridge 40. Trips to the far side again for Hermiston. James takes a snap, hands off to Nolan, up the gut again. And Nolan gains about 9 on the play. He's brought down by 3 guys there from Southridge.
They're going to give him 10 and another first down, I do believe there.
Well, that's a nice mark. They're giving him 10. There we go at the 30-yard line. Another first down for the Bulldogs.
And this is a type of thing that now that opening pass, what it did was got the Southridge looking a little bit different. Now we run the power plays, and now it's going to open up that pass again for Andrew to maybe hit.
And we got officials timeout. Nolan's coming off the field. Looks like he's got a cut on his elbow. Got a little blood, so he's going to come off. And in to spell him, number 21, Gio Margaret. James in the shotgun snap. He pulls it out. Option play. Some nifty footwork down the sideline. He's going to gain 5 yards. Man, he'd evade 2 guys that penetrated the backfield, but again, like we were saying earlier, James a very good runner with the football. Yeah, and he able to make something out of nothing there.
Yeah, that was the thing. He got into that read option, pulled the ball out, and Southridge actually did a very good job of closing down the outside on the Bulldogs.
Gain of 3 for James on the run, 2nd and 7. 10:37 and ticking left in the first quarter. Still scoreless here at Kennison Field. Shotgun snap. James swings it out to Ramirez. Makes the catch. And he bowls forward to the 10-yard line for a first down for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, about a 20-yard pickup that time, 22-yard pickup that time for the Bulldogs, and getting it out quickly to Ramirez, who was one-on-one on the defensive back.
He found a little soft spot and just kind of sat down in it, and James hit him. First and goal for the Bulldogs from the 10. Shotgun snap, again, trips to the far side. And handoff to Nolan, he's back in. And he rumbles in the end zone. Touchdown, Hermiston. Wyatt Nolan takes it straight up the gut, off the left side a little bit, and rumbles into the end zone for 6. His 10th rushing touchdown of the season. And that's 6-0 Hermiston with 10:17 left in the first quarter.
Well, the one thing that Southridge better learn right now, and better learn early, is you do not tackle this guy up high. If you do, you're going to pay a price.
On to kick the PAT for the Bulldogs. Number 11, Juan Carlos Navarrete. And he knocks it through. It's 7-0 Hermiston. 10:17 left in the first quarter. And Sonny, that's about as good as opening drive as you can get if you're Hermiston.
Yeah, it is. You know, the first play out, Andrew tries to air it out, gets it a little bit underthrown, and Southridge had the inside of it cleared fine, with them pretty good. And then, Southridge loosened up a little bit, and what do? Here comes the power. And like I said, if they do not learn that they cannot arm tackle this kid, it's going to be a long, long night for Southridge Suns.
Yeah, a guy with Nolan's speed and power, you got to get him on the legs. You got to wrap that up. Like that, there's not an arm tackle in the world that's going to bring Nolan down.
No, and that's that's the tough thing there is now that we're going to be kicking off, we'll see if Juan Carlos can put this thing back into the end zone again. And to me, I think that the returner should probably have his heels on the goal line, because if they want a chance, if he's kicking well tonight, you're going to be seeing him put that ball into the end zone.
Navarrete ready to kick, and back deep for the Suns. That is Ryan Stayrook.
Yep.
And Juan Carlos putting a foot in it, kicks it in the end zone for a touchback. That was just a line shot.
Yeah, that wasn't his best kick, to even to go that way, and he's just that way. He absolutely, when he's on, he's about as good, not quite the consistency that we saw here a few years ago at Hermiston, but I tell you, he has got some distance, some range, and he's very confident.
Well, that certainly takes pressure off the kick coverage team if he's going to blast it through the end zone all the time. Southridge out now, shotgun formation, 2 in the backfield. Trenton Slater, your quarterback for the Suns, and a fumbled snap, and he goes to pick it up and just falls on it. Not the best start for Southridge. Fumbled a snap. It was a little low coming out of the center's hand. Slater probably could have fielded it cleanly, but slipped out of his hands. And that is a loss of about 7 or 8.
Yeah, time there it was. It's hit one hop back to him, and he did good just to get his body back on top of the football.
2nd and 18 from their own 12-yard line. Snap to Slater. He rolls. He keeps rolling. And that pass is out of bounds. Incomplete. Intended for Stayrook. Jordan Ramirez had a hand in Slater's face right as he let go of the ball. That's how it defend, and that ball just kind of sailed out of bounds from Slater.
Yeah, nice job of Campbell getting pressure on Slater and making that, making him throw that ball a bit high.
3rd and a mile for Southridge. Not ideal. Stayrook motions out of the backfield, and they're going to hand it off. Up the gut, a nice little run. Let's get a number on that fella. That was Stayrook on the run.
Got to the 20.
He gained about the lost yardage plus a couple, so it'll be 4th and 8 for the Suns here on their own 23-yard line.
And Walshley doing a nice job coming up and making the hit to put Staybrook right back in the center of the field.
And there goes the punt. Slater's also the punter for Southridge. Ball received about midfield by Razone, and it's minimal yardage. He gets it back to about midfield, and the Bulldogs are in business again with good field position for their second possession of the first quarter.
Yeah, and that's not good for Southridge there because, one thing you want to do, and Hermiston was able to go ahead and do that. They were able to go ahead and flip the field and put it deep for Southridge to go ahead and start. And unfortunately, they were not able to go ahead and flip the field back on us, so we're starting with great field position.
Trips to the near side now for Hermiston. James, the shotgun set. 8:59 in the first quarter. Hermiston up 7-0. James play action pass, and he's picked off. And now the ball's on the turf. They're going to say interception and a fumble. And making the play for Southridge, Alex Teal. He makes the interception on the sideline pass by James. Dropped the ball, but they said that he had possession prior to dropping the ball, so it's considered a fumble, and he fell on it. And Southridge has it back at their own 27-yard line.
Yeah, that time Andrew was just a little bit underthrown that time. Again, expecting, trying to get it up over the top of the corner out there. He's just got to let it go, and not rely upon the receiver to come back at the ball, make him go get it deep.
2 in the backfield with Slater. Shotgun set. He drops. Pass over the middle is incomplete, off of the hands of number 89, Dawson Stillwell. And when there's a deflection over the middle like that, Sonny, they're lucky that the Hermiston safeties weren't behind that play.
Then we were lucky that the other Southridge receiver that our corner had let go across the middle didn't pick the reset, that deflection up also. But a good break for us, bad break for Southridge. It was a good-looking play.
2nd and 10 for the Suns. Motion man go out to the far side, a little tunnel screen. Completed to Stillwell, and the ball's on the turf again. It's fumbled. And Brock Remmer, Johnny on the spot, falls on it for the Bulldogs, and they take over 1st and 10 at the Southridge 30-yard line. Just when you think Southridge was able to get something going, they had that tunnel screen set up pretty well, and then they laid on the turf.
Yeah, they did, and it was a good job. That time we had Ryan Arnold stripping the ball away and Remmer picking up the loose ball.
Bulldogs from their own 30 up 7-0 here in the first quarter. Trips to the far side. Nolan standing to James's right in the shotgun set. And we got a whistle on the field. Let's see what we got. Timeout Southridge, their first of the half. Here with 8:36 left in the first quarter. Hermiston up 7-0. Bulldogs very fortunate to get that ball after that fumble.
Yeah, they were, and it's, we'll see. I mean, we've got to be able to go ahead and take care of the business right now, put it right, try and work something to go ahead and put it right through the middle. And, good thing is Hermiston is used to go ahead and tackling the ball. That's what they're taught. They did very well with Ryan Arnold going in there and reaching in and pulling it out. And, good coverage coming back in by the linebacker, Remmer, and picking that one up.
Definitely expect Coach Mike Mosier here, the offensive coordinator for Hermiston. After that interception, do you go back to your quarterback and tell him to throw another ball, or do you give it to Nolan here?
First play, I would give it to Nolan. Second play, I would air it out and try and go for 6.
Sure. Let's see if Sonny's coordinator skills are still there. Bunch formation to the far side. Nolan, the single set backfield with James. Give to Nolan off the left side. He bursts through a couple tacklers, and he's still on his feet. He's dragging players with him down to the 12-yard line. What a bruiser.
Yeah,
Wyatt Nolan is an animal.
Yeah, he is. Picked up 18 yards on the rush that time. He, like I said, if that first guy, if he's going to try an arm tackle, if all he does is wrap somebody up, he better have a lot of people willing to help out, as we showed there.
He busted through about 3 arm tackles there, and then it took 3 more guys to just finally drag him down. Bulldogs, 1st and 10, on the 12, going in. Bunch set to the far side again. Nolan, single set backfield. James is going to roll to the right side. He sets. He pumps again, and he's taken down in the backfield for a sack. Number 2 for Southridge. I'll get his Griffin Sandberg with a big hit on him, coming back on the play after being blocked outside the pocket there, but there's a flag on the field, so we're going to see what's going on.
Yeah, I think you're going to get a personal foul for when he got started to get up. He gave an extra shove. Yeah. I thought so.
That's a late hit.
It was a good tackle to start with. Great hit. What happened was, as well as I do, high school guys watch college a little bit. When they get up, they give that extra shove, and that's what happened, and he got caught at it.
Then they got Mason Bond on Southridge for the penalty. It's a dead ball foul. So it's marked off from the spot of the sack, and that's going to leave a first and about 7 yards. Bulldogs can get a first down if they reach the 3. Trips to the far side. Nolan now to James's left in the shotgun set. James drops back, looks left. Tried to hit the slant pattern to Razone, and it's incomplete, but there's a flag down.
Yeah, that was it. He was all over with he was great on the reach with the right hand, but as we see, when you put your left hand on the guy's helmet and the top of his pads to reach around, you're going to get flagged with it regardless.
And there it is. Defensive pass interference on Southridge. They're going to get, I think they got Staybrook on that one, 24. I think they got him on that penalty.
Yeah, and you just can't do that. And what you have to do is you got to go ahead and make sure that things are working for you.
That's going to put the ball on the 5. It's 1st and 2. You don't hear that very often. 1st and 2, doubles to both sides here. Nolan up the middle. He rumbles forward. Are they going to give him the spot?
No, they call him.
Yeah, we're going to call him down to 1. He kind of fell in the end zone with his back. And case could have been made if he put the ball out to break the plane, but they're going to mark him at the 1.
Yeah.
And it's going to be 1st and goal for the Bulldogs after the Nolan run.
Yeah, it looks like that ball, the tip of that ball was almost right on the goal line.
Think they give to Nolan here, Sonny?
Yeah, I think so. Actually, what I think is the option read, and Andrew James will pull in right.
Oh, okay. Nolan. All right, I like that.
Nope.
And no, James just going to straight run it. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Andrew James with a 1-yard run. And it's 13-0 Hermiston with 7:30 left in the first quarter.
And they're going to learn also on this young man, Andrew James, that if you're going to think you're going to get a hit on him and up high, that he's going to make you pay the price, because he is, pound for pound, probably the strongest player on the Hermiston Bulldog team.
And on to try the extra point for the Bulldogs. It's not Juan Carlos Navarrete. It is Trevor Wagner. Wow. He knocks it through. 7:30 left in the first quarter. Hermiston 14, Southridge 0. And Sonny, I mean, we talked about it early. This is kind of got the makings of a rout.
Yes, it does, and so far they have not been able to control the run. The pass they did a fairly good job on, but they're not able to control the run, and that's not going to bode well for Southridge. Now, I don't see Navarrete out there. I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah, he's kicking. He's kicking this one. Juan Carlos is going to tee it up here.
Okay, yeah, it is. I saw Wagner run out first, and I thought he had the tee in his hand. But I see Wagner on the gunner over here.
Yeah. Stayrook, the deep setback for the Suns. His heels are on the 3. And this one's returnable. Stayrook takes it at the 5. And he breaks one tackle and falls over at the 15. And that's where Southridge is going to start their next drive.
Another good job. Ryan Arnold again on the tackle, along with
Got to the 16-yard line.
Wyatt Skinner, I do believe number 88, in to help out.
Tell you, these special teams play, that's where coaches can really get guys in that don't really get a ton of time offense and defense.
Yeah, it is. And, that's going to be the big key for Hermiston now is how much rest can they get to these starters.
Slater in the gun, Stayrook and McCullough. Taryn McCullough in the backfield. And the ball's run up the right side. I believe that is McCullough at the bottom of the pile. Ramirez in there, Campbell in there.
And Duquette in there also on the tackle. So nice job of everybody coming in and doing the sealing everything off.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9 for Southridge. Good Stayrook motions to the left. The far side here, roll out, flip it out to Stayrook, who's got a head of steam going.
Incomplete.
And it slipped through his hands.
He just said the whistle.
Oh, no, he caught it. They're going to mark it.
Wow.
He caught that on the sideline there, gain of about 5. It'll be 3rd and 4 for the Suns. Yeah, I thought that one squirted out of his hands, Sonny.
It sure looked like it. And that was Stayrook that picked up that ball?
Yes, it was.
3rd and 4.
Give to Stayrook now off the left side. He's got the outside, and he's going to gain about 8 yards, tackled by Garrett Walshley. Takes out his legs, kind of hits him out of bounds near the Southridge sideline, but that'll be a first down for Southridge. And they're going to spot that at the 30. So Southridge moved the ball a little bit here.
Yeah, they're doing getting some good motion out of there and making people move around, and that's the one thing Hermiston's got to be able to cover out there.
Give to McCullough, and it looked like they're trying to do a trick play, and the ball squirts up and squirts loose, and Slater recovers it, but not before
Campbell on
not
the
before
sack.
Cash Campbell can get to him.
That's really kind of crazy because you got to give the guy a 15-yard sack on the play just because they were trying to be funny about things, and unfortunately, it didn't work for him, but that's what happens whenever you do it.
It looked like a double handoff. The second handoff just squirted up, and it landed in Slater's hands, and it's a loss of 15 for Southridge. 2nd and 25 for the Suns. Obviously not ideal. To the backfield next to Slater. Stayrook's going to motion out to the far side. And they're going to swing it out to him again, and it's incomplete. And that was a forward pass. Ball was thrown about a yard ahead of Stayrook, so he had a head of steam coming forward, but it was just underthrown.
Yeah, and that's, again, we're in that situation. It's a 3rd down and still at 24 to go. And, they either got to get some good positive, yardage out of this, or they're going to be stuck without, even a chance at flipping this field again.
5:15 left in the first quarter. Hermiston up 14-0. Here comes infield. McCollum's going to motion to the left. They swing it out to him, and it's dropped. Slater kind of put that on McCullough's back shoulder. He's got to lead him to the front shoulder there to get him moving forward. He didn't, and the ball went over McCullough's shoulders, and it is 4th and a long way for the Suns at their own 15. An obvious punting situation here.
Yeah, it is obvious, and I don't think they'd be inclined to go ahead and have a fake here. I didn't see anything like that, on film, but
Short snap for the punter. He's only about 8 yards away. He gets it off and is caught at the 45 by Razone. And he works his way up to about the 36-yard line, the 37-yard line. We'll call it the 37. And the Bulldogs going to take over there at the 37. And we're going to take a quick 1-minute break here on Bulldog Football on AM 1360 KOHU. Should have took 30. Dang it. Welcome back to Kennison Field. Billy Gates with you alongside Sonny Leby. And right as we were coming back, Wyatt Nolan busts a huge play up the middle, but there's a flag on the field, so we're going to see what that's about. And it's a holding on Hermiston, so that's going to negate the run by Nolan and back them up 10 yards.
You know, that's sad. Wyatt will end up getting a positive 7 yards on the rush or 6 yards on the rush, and just to have a positive 30-yard, or 29-yard run taken away. So, give Wyatt a good little rush there, but lose the 10 on the penalty and puts us in a big first down again.
1st and 14 after the penalty. Bunch to the near side for Hermiston. Nolan in the backfield with James in the shotgun set. And Southridge defender was offside. They went in the neutral zone. Yeah, and they're going to call that encroachment.
Yeah, they saw what Walla Walla did last week against us and trying to go ahead and get that quick rush off there. And, the thing about it is when you do that, and Andrew James is so good, so very good at that hard count, it's awful hard to pick it up.
Brings it back to 1st and 10 now, same formation. Bunch to the near side. Hermiston moving right to left. Ball given to Nolan up the gut. And a gang tackle by the Suns. There's literally all 11 guys around the football. 8 of them are on the tackle. And Nolan up the middle gains about 6.
Yeah, that time there they learned that if they're going to do it, they're going to gang tackle them, and they're still getting them up high, and you saw who had to come in. They had to have their safeties come in to help finish that play off.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough morning for the Southridge defense, hitting those bumps and bruises after Wyatt Nolan gets done with them. Trip set to the near side for Hermiston. Single receiver to the right. James in the shotgun. He drops back to pass.
Nice.
A little slant pattern to Razone. He hauls it in for about a gain of 3. And it'll be 3rd down and 2 for the Bulldogs on the Southridge 28-yard line.
Yeah, and what that's doing is, I like Andrew coming back because that's where he gets his arm warmed up real well, coming back off of that little glance play like that. And, more he can get it loosened up, better throwing he can get downfield.
And the officials gave it a little bit better spot than I initially thought. It's 3rd and 1. Double stack formation each side of James. He gives to Nolan. He pulls it out on the mesh, and James is off to the races. Down to the 10, down to the 5, and he is pushed out of bounds at the 3-yard line. Andrew James working the read option perfectly, pulls it out last minute, finds a crease, and gets down to the 3. Must have just stepped out of bounds there. He might have been pushed, but he was still on his feet heading into the end zone.
Yeah, it looked like one of our guys might have got, just a little bit of a low blow, but Coughlin got a little bit tangled up down low. He come off, running off the field. He's fine. He's ready to rock and roll. Hermiston's in great shape again.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line after the James run. James going to take the play into the huddle here. On the doorstep at the 3-yard line. Trips to the far side. tight end to the left. There's the snap, high snap. But he gets it to Nolan, and Nolan walks into the end zone for another Bulldog touchdown. Wyatt Nolan, his second rushing touchdown of the evening. This one from 3 yards, and it's 20-0 Hermiston. 2:52 left in the first period.
Yeah, that one was way too early. Hermiston got some great push off the ball that time. All Wyatt had to do is wrap it up and go in. Coughlin is going back in again after the one play rest there and ready to take over again. Third kicker, new one.
Yeah, I'm going to try another kicker. Coach Fatete just rolling them out there. The extra point is no good.
Pulled it to the right just a little bit.
To the right side, that was... We'll get a number here in a second. Maybe. Or maybe we won't. Mystery kicker. Sam Schwarzy, number 17 on the kick. So with that, it's 20-0 Hermiston, 2:52 left in the first quarter. Let's take a quick 30-second break and come back with more Bulldog football here on AM 1360 KOHU. Back here in the old West Federal Credit Union broadcast booth with you. Billy Gates alongside Sonny Levy. And Hermiston's about to kick off after their third touchdown of the ballgame. They lead Southridge 20-0. 2:52 left in the first period. And Navarrete hammers a ball deep into the end zone. But we've got whistles everywhere.
Looks like we're going to be offsides early. Call it a
That's what it looks like. Yep.
Yeah. Yep, that'll be a Hermiston 5-yard penalty. The last time that they did this, Juan Carlos ended up going ahead and put it 7 yards deep into the end zone. So we'll see what he does now.
I'll back him up 5 yards, and we're going to try this again. Kicking this ball from the 35. And see if Juan Carlos can't get a little bit more leg into this one and put her in the end zone. .252 left in the first period of play here. 20-0 Hermiston. And here comes Navarrete. And he hits a boomer down to about the 8. It's taken by Stayrook. Stayrook up the left side. Slips the tackle, but then meets a wall of purple. And he is stopped. Forward progress as they give him the spot at about the 24-yard line. But boy, he broke that first wave of tacklers, but then he hit a sea of purple jerseys.
Yeah, he had Damon Rivera and I believe it was Rivera in on the initial hit, and then Salinas, I believe, came in afterwards.
And just everybody, the whole gang joined in to stop Stayrook. Slater now under center. Offset eye behind him with McCullough and Stayrook. Ball off tackle to Stayrook, and he's balled up quickly. And he's drugged down by Cash Campbell again. He's been in on a lot of tackles today.
Yeah, he does a great job of taking over a game at times, and that's his third tackle on the day with a hurry, and also, with the big sack out there that matters the most.
Stayrook gain of 4 on the run up the middle. 2nd and 6 for the Suns. Under center again, gave it to Stayrook again. He fumbles it. Fumbled it forward. Looked like just a bad handoff. And Hermiston's on it. Who's got it?
Weisner got it.
Weisner on the recovery. And there goes Southridge shooting themselves in the foot again. Hermiston capitalizing, falling on the football. And the Bulldogs are going to take over at Southridge 30-yard line.
Yeah, that looked like, most of the time when you're a running back and a quarterback tries to stick it in between the two elbows, it looked like it hit him right on the top elbow and it pushed it straight ahead. One way or another, bad exchange between quarterback and running back.
You got to lay that handoff in the breadbasket. That's the first thing you learn playing quarterback growing up.
Yeah.
Hermiston takes over on the Southridge 30, short field again. And looks like we're going to add more time on the clock. Apparently they ran that a little too much during the change of possession.
About 14 seconds worth there.
Goodness.
Yeah, that's all right. I mean, we'll take it back to 159.
There's 14 more seconds to punch another one in here in the first quarter. Snap to James. He pulls it out, throws it out to Razone. On a little wide receiver screen, he works his way up to the 19-yard line. He is pulled down by McCullough for Southridge.
Yeah, nice little job by Razone that time on the inside double screen that time. And just a good little shield block on the outside. Razone cut it up and carried him forward.
A good play action there from James. He pulled that out. I thought he was going to give it to Nolan. 1st and 10 from the 19 going in for the Bulldogs. Give to Nolan. Nolan stiff arms a defensive lineman and just completely
explodes.
Abuses a Southridge defender. Just disrespectful, Sonny. Ran him over on the sideline, and Nolan worked his way down to about the 2.
Well,
Goodness gracious.
Now that comes when you try. They thought they had him wrapped up in the backfield, which they did. But again, even the big guys for Southridge, you're not going to stop him if you're going to tackle him up there. And he introduced himself well to a safety in a corner.
Nolan shades of Vance McDonald there with a big hit on the sideline. Took Azuko Osakolo to the ground. And the next play, Nolan plunges in the end zone for a touchdown. He finishes off what he started. And the Bulldogs score another touchdown here in the first period.
Yeah, that's Wyatt's 12th rushing touchdown on the year and 13th overall. And that's still the first quarter right now.
26-0, 1:19 left to play in the first period. Navarrete on to kick this extra point. Kick is up, chunked it a little bit, but he knocks it through. 27-0 Hermiston. 1:19 left in the first period of play. We're going to take a 30-second break here and come back with more football on AM 1360 KOHU. Billy Gates back with you here alongside Sonny Leby. Kennison Field, Hermiston Bulldog football on AM 1360 KOHU and online at gohermiston.com. After Wyatt Nolan's third rushing touchdown of the ballgame, it's 27-0 Hermiston, 1:19 left in the first quarter. That's right, it's the first quarter still. 27-0 Hermiston. Navarrete tees it up and he's going to kick this one off. Marking off his steps, and we're about to get underway again. Line drive kick for Navarrete. Lands about 3 yards deep in the end zone for a touchback. We're used to seeing that.
Yeah, we are, and it's he's only had one that he Well, two of them that he had put out there. One was at a 55-yard return at the 5-yard line, and the second one was a little bit deeper in that, where he kicked off from the 35-yard line after an offside penalty, and kicked it down to the 8-yard line. So it's nice when you get this type of a kicker out there that you can go ahead and flip a field.
Ball out to the 21st and 10 for Southridge. Slater back of the gun. Single step back behind him in Staybrook. Pass over the middle is incomplete. Ball intended for. Don't see him on my spotting board here. To the program. Number 4. We'll get a number on him.
Eddie Centeno.
Eddie Centeno. Ball just kind of sailed over his head and harmlessly to the ground for Slater, who's now at 2nd and 10 for Southridge. Shotgun set. They're going to throw it again, and it's complete to Caleb Cook Parker. Little inside route there to Parker. Gain of about 8 for Southridge. 3rd and 2.
Nice little job that time. We were able to go ahead and shorten it up. Ramirez on the tackle.
30 yards.
3rd to short 2 for the Suns. 2 in the backfield with Slater. Ball given to Staybrook. Off the left side, he weaves his way up the middle, and he's still on his feet. Man, looks like shades of Wyatt Nolan there for Staybrook. And he's up to about the 45-yard line. Nice gain for Staybrook there. And the Suns, maybe they're in business now.
Yeah, that was a nice job by Staybrook, and that's the one thing Hermiston got caught at that time, trying to tackle up high.
1st and 10 for the Suns on their own 44. White on either side, 2 in the backfield with Slater. And give to Staybrook again off the left side. He finds the edge, and he gets down the sideline for about 15 yards before he's brought down.
Staybrook once again on the carry.
And there are about 3 Bulldogs over there.
Yeah, it looks like Ryan Arnold and is that Wagner?
Yep, Arnold was there. Wagner was there.
You know, Hermiston going back to the Kennewick game, we're not sealing the edge, and you know, you get a runner like Staybrook, he can make you pay on this thing.
And that'll be the end of the first period of play. Hermiston with a commanding 27-0 lead over Southridge. We're going to take a 1-minute break here at the end of the first quarter and come back with the second quarter of play on AM 1360 KOHU. Welcome back to the Old West Federal Credit Union broadcast booth. I'm Billy Gates with you, filling in for Eric Olson alongside Sonny Levy. And it's 27-0 Hermiston at the end of one quarter. We're about to get started here in the second quarter. Southridge has the ball on Hermiston's 39-yard line, 1st and 10. Slater drops back to pass. He's going to flip it to the left sideline, and he finds a man. That's Staybrook out of the backfield. Man, he's doing everything tonight for the Suns.
Yeah, that was a nice job that time. And
inside the 20 down to Up to 17.
About a 22-yard pickup, 21-yard pickup on the play to Stayrick, and that's tough coming out of the backfield. It looked like he stepped out of bounds right here on about the 28-yard line, but official gave him the play.
Southridge first down on the 18-yard line. Give to McCullough, and there's nothing there for him. Stayrook definitely the feature back here for Southridge early. McCullough hasn't got anything going.
No, that time a nice tackle by Campbell again in on the play, and Stayrook, you just didn't get anything out of there. You got to get some push line if you want to make it through those big guys.
Second and 10 on the no gain from McCullough. Slater in the shotgun formation, two backs behind him. Fake to Stayrook inside. Slater's going to try to keep it, and he is met in the backfield.
That is Ryan Arnold.
Ryan Arnold on the stop.
Yeah,
nice tackle for loss from linebacker position. Snuffed that play out from the start. Loss of 4 for Southridge.
Yeah, that's a great job, Arnold, staying home and picking it up. So, good job.
3rd and 14. Empty backfield for Southridge. Trips to the near side. Southridge moving right to left now. Inside screen complete. And Alex Teal is brought down at about the original line of scrimmage. So Hermiston snuffing out the screen there, limiting the damage. They're going to give him about a 1-yard gain there.
Yeah, I believe that is Wheeler, the 31, that just made that great tackle that time.
Yes, Nathan Wheeler on the stop.
22-yard line.
Linebacker doing the job there.
4th and 14.
4th and 14. If you're Southridge, you got to go for it. Trips to the far side. Slater back to pass. Staybrook picks up a blitz, or else Slater got drilled. But Slater throws it out of bounds anyway, and it's Hermiston football. And they turn it over on the Southridge 22-yard line.
Good job of Hermiston doing what Hermiston does best that time, is putting good pressure on the football. That time a good hurry up by Damian Rivera on the quarterback and making him unload that before he really wanted to.
Yeah, Stayrook wouldn't have picked up that blitz.
No.
Slater was done. He would have got a face full of purple.
Yeah.
At any rate, Hermiston takes over on the Southridge 22-yard line. 1st and 10. Pistol set for James. Nolan behind him. Nolan motions out far side. He's going to catch a pass on the swing.
That's a fumble.
And he either dropped it and fumbled, or he dropped the pass and it's incomplete. We're going to see.
They called it a lateral.
They called that a lateral pass. So that is a fumble. Miscue for the Bulldogs. They give the ball right back to Southridge, and looks like the officials are going to talk about it, but as it stands, it's a fumble, and Southridge fell on it. And they're going to call time and talk about it.
Yeah, it's about as close as you can come right now as it being a fumble, because they may call this off, but that looked like it was behind Andrew James.
So we'll see. Nolan took a little bubble route out of the backfield. It looked like he was running forward as the ball was coming to him, but I mean, if that ball ended up a yard behind Andrew James, then that is in fact a lateral. And they're going to call it an incomplete pass.
Wow.
Break for the Bulldogs. When it's going your way, Sonny, it's going your way.
Yeah, that was actually a lateral, and it Hermiston takes a big break from losing that one on for the second turnover of the game.
So now a fumble turns into a harmless pass incompletion. 2nd and 10, Hermiston on their own 18-yard line. Pistol set, 2 in the backfield for Hermiston. That's Nolan, the setback behind James. And the fullback, Campbell. And Nolan plunges ahead for a couple.
24-yard line.
Little different look there from the Bulldogs. Haven't seen the pistol with the fullback in there.
Yeah, you'll see some new ones tonight. They've talked about a couple of things, and they like to, whenever they get ready to do it, the one that they really power up on is when they bring Thacker back there, and we have not seen that one yet.
Now that'll be fun. Hopefully we do get to see that. Regular shotgun set now, trips to the far side. Hermiston moving left to right. James drops back. He's got a man over the middle. It's caught. Yep. And how did he hang on to that?
That was a heck
Wagner over the middle. Two guys drilled him at the same time, and he hangs on for a first down. What a grab. Trevor Wagner.
Yeah, Wagner, he's a tough kid, I tell you what, and he keeps that concentration going very well.
Gain of 11 on the pass play. James to Wagner. Ball on the 34-yard line of Hermiston. Shotgun set, trips to the far side again. Gives the Nolan up the middle, and he bursts up the middle, breaks a tackle, and he's at the 30. He's at the 25. He's dragged down at the 20-yard line. Goodness gracious. This kid can't be stopped, Sonny.
No, he is tough. He is tough. 46-yard pickup for Wyatt Nolan. I tell you what, you can't. Again, I'll go back to it. If you want to try and tackle him with arms, you're going to pay a price all night long.
Just with the big burst up the middle, breaking arm tackles, first level, second level, then down the sideline. Good gravy, Nolan. Have yourself a night. And we're not even halfway through this thing. 8:53 left in the second quarter. Snap to James. James pulls it back out of here. Wide open touchdown. There's Trevor Wagner again for 6.
That's what we've been looking to see is how well Andrew James can come back. And he threw these small passes, had a couple incompletes, a nice 20-yard look. They started looking over there to where Razone was, and lo and behold, Wagner comes back across for another big gain.
On the play action, James pulled it out and found Wagner wide open. Nobody within about 10 yards of him for the easy touchdown. And here comes the point after. And that's Wagner kicking the extra point. And he hit it. Of course, hey, big fella. Catch a 20-yard touchdown pass and go knock it through. Finish your job. It's 34-0 Hermiston over Southridge. 8:47 left in the second quarter. Let's take a quick 30-second break while we can here and be back with more Bulldog football on AM 1360 KOHU. Welcome back to Kennison Field, Hermiston High School football. Hermiston leading Southridge 34-0. 8:47 left in the second quarter. I'm Billy Gates doing the play-by-play with you. Sonny Levy doing the stats, providing some analysis for us tonight. And Juan Carlos Navarrete's got this ball teed up at the 40. And we're going to restart play. Navarrete hits a high arcing kick to the 5. Staybrook's going to return it. He's up the left side, gets to the left sideline, breaks a tackle. Little nifty move to break another one, and he's pulled down by about 3 Bulldogs at about the 34-yard line. Nice little return for Staybrook. He's got some moves.
Yeah, he does. He's a good little athlete, and Hermiston is getting a little bit of payback on certain plays when Staybrook gets a hold of the football because, as we talked about, Southridge likes to tackle up high. Hermiston does too. Once we start putting a body or a shoulder into the hip or into the thigh, then people are going to go down and stay down for a while.
Southridge 1st and 10. They're on 34-yard line. Typical set, 2 in the backfield with Slater in the shotgun formation. Slater pulls it out to pass, and they're going to say he was throwing it, or is that a fumble? It looks like they're going to be an incomplete pass.
Yeah, great job by Campbell hitting him and forcing him to throw the ball into the ground.
Campbell providing pressure all game long.
Yeah.
Really got in Slater's face there.
Yeah, if you hold on to that ball like that for very long, you're gonna pay the price again.
And here we go. 2nd and 10. Ball's handoff is fumbled again by Slater. It's the poor exchange there. I mean, that's going to kill you every single time. Luckily for Southridge, Slater's able to jump on it and recover his own fumble, and it's a loss of about 6.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting good push all over the place up there. You're getting Weisner coming in. You're getting Campbell on the inside with Weisner, and off the outside, you're getting Arnold coming in hard.
3rd and 16 for Southridge. They're moving the wrong way.
And they're going to take a timeout.
Looks like we're going to take a timeout. Timeout Southridge. We're going to take a timeout too. We're going to take a 1-minute break here on 1360 KOHU. We'll be back with more Bulldog football here in a minute. How many yards does Wyatt have?
He has let's see, 132, 134.
134?
Yeah.
Grits wants to know.
Yep. That should be Wagner. He is their backup kicker. Yeah, pretty positive. He's usually their backup kicker.
I'm the filler. Don't ask me questions.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Kennison Field. Hermiston Bulldogs up 34-0, 6:49 left in the second period over Southridge. And Southridge just completed a pass over the middle for a first down. Slater hit Caleb Cook Parker for a first down play over the middle. Nice catch and throw there by the Suns.
Yeah, 15-yard pickup that time and the first down, and those are the type of things that you gotta do to advance, and just a great job.
3 receivers to the near side. Southridge moving right to left. Slater drops back. He's pressured. Steps up in the pocket. And he is brought down. Initial contact by...
Looks like
Arnold. Ryan Arnold. He's in there again.
Yep, and that was a very minimal gain of... He didn't, in fact, get anything at all, just right at the line of scrimmage. That's Slater's 5th rush. Minus 33 yards on the night because of the 2 sacks and the negative yardage on the fumbles.
That's a rough night.
So far.
That's a rough night for the quarterback. Shotgun set again for Slater. 2 in the backfield with him. Low snap. He recovers, and he takes it off the right side, finds a little room, and gains about 5. Made a little something out of nothing there. Ended up being a quarterback power to the right when I think what they want to do is give it to McCullough.
Yeah, nice job that time of Ryan Arnold and Rivera getting over there to push him out.
3rd and 6 for Southridge. 2 receivers set to the near side. Low snap again. This one sneaks under Slater's legs, and he falls on it at the 40. They got to get that shotgun snap up if they want to keep doing that. If not, then they better start going to that offset eye underneath center just to keep the ball and keep the offense moving.
Yeah, minus 10 on that one. Just when you think that you're starting to get a little bit, you fumble the snap or the snap is low, and it makes it really tough.
Yeah, when they start to get something going, they shoot themselves in the foot. 4th and 15. Suns in punt formation. And a little rugby kick out to the right side. He gets it away. And ball takes a hop at about the 35. And the Southridge player tries to knock it back in bounds, but the official's going to mark that ball dead at the 33-yard line.
He gave him some yards on that.
Did he?
Yeah.
I must have given him a yard or two, yeah.
Yeah, because it was right at the 35-yard line where he threw it back in at.
Any play there by the Southridge player. Hermiston's going to take over. 1st and 10 on their own 33-yard line. Up 34-0. 6:06 left to play in the second quarter. At halftime, Eric caught up with softball coach Kate Greeno, and she's now coaching the new slow pitch softball team here at Hermiston High School. So you're going to hear from Kate about that experience. Shotgun set for Hermiston. Bunch to the near side. Moving left to right. Give to Nolan on the right side. He's got a crease. He's down the sideline. He breaks one tackle, and he's tripped up at about the 38-yard line for Hermiston. And another big gain for Nolan. He's running wild tonight.
26 yards on the rumble that time by Wyatt. That takes him up to 160 yards on the night on 13 carries right now. Oh, they're going to bring it back.
Uh-oh, penalty. I didn't see what they called, so I didn't hear the announcement yet. Here we go. It's coming.
Holding.
Ah. They got Bradshaw at the hold there. That's a running back's worst nightmare.
Yeah, so, 26-yard carry knocked down to a 2-yard, and, it's awful hard whenever you lose yardage on the penalties and you have a huge run.
1st and 17 for the Bulldogs. Pass swung out to Ramirez, who stays on his feet somehow, makes another move, and he's up to about the 48-yard line, just on this side of the 50. What a move by Ramirez to stay on his feet after he caught that little wide receiver screen pass.
Yeah, you get that for a 33-yard pickup that time, and Ramirez just did a great job.
Trips to the far side for Hermiston, and it's a give to James Keppett. James Keppett on the mesh, and he gains one, maybe. There's a flag on the field thrown by the far side official, so interesting to see what we have here.
Yeah, I'm thinking, the Southridge line has been lining up offsides or close to it, but it looks like Hermiston's walking back, so let's see what they call here. Huh?
On Hermiston, I didn't see the initial call. Here comes Jim Ryder with the call.
Block in the back?
Block in the back on the offense.
Huh.
Number 77. 10-yard penalty.
They get Dustin Coughlin for a block in the back.
I didn't know you could do that on the line of scrimmage within the tackle box.
Yeah, that's an interesting.
Wow.
That's an interesting call. At any rate, that sets Hermiston back quite a ways again. 1st and about 20. Ball on the 37. And a play that almost looked like it's broken. Andrew James slips to the left side, and he's down the sideline out of bounds at about the 47 on the Southridge side of the field, but there's more laundry. Another flag on the play, and this one's coming back again for a hold.
Wow. Andrew, the last time gets a positive 1 yard out of the play, only to have it, have the big 10-yard penalty, and now the hold again, and he only will get credit for a 2-yard pickup on this one. It was another 20-yard pickup on the night.
Boy, Hermiston's moving the wrong way.
Yeah.
I see they just stopped keeping track of the yardage on the scoreboard here.
Yeah. It's a long way.
First and
26.
26. The first and 26. Yeah. We're good at math here. We can count. James out of the shotgun. Let's see if Hermiston can move the ball forward this time. More whistles. False start?
Yeah, I believe it was the center rock back and
the old snap infraction.
Wow.
5-yard penalty. First down.
So Bulldogs have it in reverse. They're moving toward the wrong end zone.
It's the most offense that Southridge has had all night.
I know.
About 50 yards in penalties.
Seriously.
Already.
Let's see if Hermiston can't break a big one here, gain some of this yardage back. It's first and a mile. It's a long way. Double stakes for sure. James barking out signals, trying to direct some traffic, and here we go. Pass is incomplete. Intended for
James falls incomplete.
Trent Pitney. Ball thrown toward the near sideline. A little too high over Pitney's head. And it's second down and 30-something.
Yeah, nice try that time. He found Pitney all by himself out there. With, that's the thing. If you're gonna put, a defender 10, 15 yards off the line of scrimmage on a wideout, that's not good news for you.
Trips to the far side, second and 32 for Hermiston. James drops back there to set up a screen.
Wow.
Screen to Nolan. He slips one tackle. He's got a blocker out in front of him.
Sure looked
He's
like
gobbled up.
Yeah, and it sure looked like they got the face mask because his head went straight to the ground.
Gobbled up by number 33 for Southridge. Spencer Anderson on the hit.
33-yard line.
Nice little 10-yard pickup there by, by our running back and Wyatt, and doing a good job.
Third and 22 now. Ball in the Hermiston 33-yard line. Third and 22. That is not a mistake. That's actually happening. James drops back. He's got all the time in the world.
Oh, made a miss.
Swings it out. Almost got a first down out of it.
It's complete.
Swings it out to
So Rizone.
number 5.
Walshley.
Garrett Walshley.
For about 9 yards that time.
Complete to number 5, Garrett Walshley.
See, Eric has all these numbers memorized. He probably doesn't even need these spotting boards.
No, he takes a look at it, and then I go back through and try and pick up whatever we can on the film.
4th and 3 for Hermiston. They're in punt formation for the first time tonight.
Please meet the representative of Charles.
Snap is good. The punt is away. Navarrete boots it to about the 40. It takes a forward. Hermiston hop, rolls all the way down to the 30-yard line. So it ends up being a decent punt. It was kind of shanked off the foot, but Southridge decided to let it roll, and it took a Hermiston bounce for another, 13 yards or so. And Southridge is going to take over on their own 30, down 34-0 with 3:33 left in the second quarter. And if you should stick around for halftime. Eric recorded an interview earlier with Hermiston softball coach Kate Greeno, and she's going to talk about the new fall sport at Hermiston High School, one of them anyway, and that's slow pitch softball. That's right, it's not just for old men in beer leagues anymore. It is a legitimate high school sport in Washington, and Kate's going to talk with Eric about it here at halftime. I play a lot of slow pitch softball myself, Sonny.
Yeah, I did for a lot of years.
Oh, it's a good time.
Gave it away.
It's a good time. McCullough in motion in the backfield. Slater's going to swing it out to him, and he catches it. And goodness gracious, Ramirez just tattooed McCullough.
Loss of about 4 or 3 on the play for McCullough.
Loss of 4 yards, and McCullough just walks off the field. Man, Ramirez laid a lick on him.
Pass complete.
He didn't even get headed forward until Ramirez was just in his mouth
There,
with the hit. Goodness gracious, what a stick by Ramirez.
3, second and 13.
Southridge trips to the near side, moving right to left. Slater in the gun. Slater drops. He's looking over the middle. Feathers a pass down the sideline, and it's incomplete.
Slater's pass falls
Intended for, looks like that's Stillwell.
penalty marker on the play.
And there's a flag on the play. Surprise, surprise. Let's see who this is on.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to go against Hermiston.
The old defensive hold. Must have caught Stillwell deep in the pattern. Must have grabbed onto him.
Yeah, I didn't see where the hold came from, but, you know, we're having a little bit of trouble trying to, you know, make some of this stuff happen. And
Number 21, 10-yard penalty. Need second down.
And they're going to get Garay on the hold.
Penalty will take the ball out to the 37, 38.
So that'll result in a 2nd and 2 for Southridge on the 38. We'll run up the middle. Big pile. Minimal gain.
Carry. Tackle for little gain.
Stayrook on the carry for Southridge. Met by
looked
a
like,
host of Bulldogs.
looked like Rimmer, Brock Rimmer was in there along with, looked like Chase Bradshaw. No, Sean Stewart.
3rd and 2. Southridge snap, give to Stayrook. Stayrook's got a first down. He wants more. He's up to about the 46-yard line. Tackled by Arnold.
To the 47-yard line, good for the first and 10.
Arnold and Zane Davis in on the stop for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that time nice run by Stayrook of about 9 yards. Good enough for the picking up of the first down again.
First down for Southridge. They're going to set up shop at the 46-yard line. Slater drops back to pass. He's got to step up. He gets hit, stays on his feet, and slides down for a gain of 2.
Slater on the keeper. Got to the 48.
Campbell's in there. Arnold was in there.
2nd and 8.
A couple other folks were in there. Cody Thacker, he was in there. Slater, really good pocket awareness to step up and not take that big loss.
Yeah, he did a good job that time of making Hermiston miss and
Fumble in the backfield again, but it pops right back into Stayrook's hands. Another bad handoff by Southridge. Man, they're playing with fire.
Yeah, you know, a loss of 3 yards that time on the play, and very, very lucky that they did not lose this. You know, they have not lost any of these ones, or just the one, and they've had 4 that have been on the ground so far.
3rd and 11 now. 2 receivers to the near side for Southridge. Stayrook and McCullough in the backfield. Stayrook motions out. They're going to roll to the left. They're going to swing it out to Stayrook, who's uncovered. Makes a move, makes a man miss, and gets up to the Hermiston 48-yard line. And that's going to bring up 4th down and about 4.
Yeah, give them about 7 yards on the pass play that time, and a good job. And like you said, it'll be 4th down and about 4.
4th and 4.
4th and 4 for Southridge. I think they should probably just run a regular play here. Don't want to get too cute trying to convert this 4th down. Last time I tried to run a trick play, it ended up in a fumble. So, and I'm going to stop play here. Looks like a timeout.
Timeout, Hermiston.
Hermiston's going to take a timeout, so we are too. We'll be back here in 1 minute with more Bulldog football here on AM 1360 KOHU. 4th and 4 for Southridge here. 57 seconds left in the second period. Hermiston leading 34-0 here on AM 1360 KOHU. Billy Gates with you alongside Sonny Levy. And here comes the 4th down snap from Southridge. Give to Staybrook. And he's going to work the left side, and he got pushed out of bounds. He might be a yard short.
Yeah, they're marking him a yard, actually 2 yards short. He just picks up 2 yards on the play, and a yard on the play, and is stopped 2 yards short for an unfortunate break on that.
Boy, it just didn't even look like Southridge got off the ball there. Hermiston was able to string that play out almost to the line of scrimmage. Staybrook didn't make any move upfield and just kind of sauntered out of bounds. So Hermiston takes over. 1st and 10 on their own 46. 51 seconds left in the second period. Hermiston leading 34-0. Got 2 receivers each side. James drops back. He's looking deep. Now he fires over the middle. Complete.
Pitney on the catch.
To Pitney. Nice little frozen rope across the middle by James. Low throw. Pitney goes down and grabs it for a first down.
Nice 12-yard pickup that time by Andrew.
12 yards pickup. Hermiston in the hurry up now. Trips to the left. Hermiston moving left to right. James straight drop, quick. Throws it out to Pitney again. And he works his way up the sideline. Oh, excuse me, that's not Pitney, that's Walshley. The 5s and the 9s on Hermiston's jerseys look very alike.
Yeah.
Walshley with a great move across the field. He probably ran about 40 yards to gain about 15 or 20 there.
Yeah. Got about a 26-yard pickup that time. A 27-yard pickup will give him on the pass.
Bulldogs 1st and 10 on the 13 now. Headed in, 34.5 seconds left. They're looking to make this thing 40 points by the time this half's over with. Trips to the left side. James drops back. He's got a guy deep in the corner, and it's off of his hands. Who is it back there? Is that Ramirez? That's Ramirez, who almost hauled it in the corner of the end zone.
Yeah, that time there. This is a timing pass, and Jordan just got to turn his head and go right towards the pylon, because that he kept running instead of looking for the ball. That was 6.
James feathered that up there nicely. It just tipped off of Jordan Ramirez's hands. And we're 2nd and 10 at the 13 going in. 34.5 seconds left for Hermiston, so didn't run a lot of time off the clock. Same formation, trips to the left side. James going to give to Nolan. And Nolan runs into a couple Southridge defenders, and there's a little extracurricular activity that was right in front of the official who didn't get called. Looked to me like there's a Southridge player that grabbed Nolan's face mask as he was on the ground.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit chippy out there right now, and that's the unfortunate thing that you don't want to see. Hermiston trying to go ahead and do this. We've kind of gone away from the run there for a while, and that's why it's first rush and probably, about 9 minutes, or about 9 plays at least. He's got 14 rushes, 138 yards, and 3 scores. But, of course, he had, the 134 yards after the first play out there.
Yeah, I think we all know that Nolan could go for 300 if Tate really wanted him to.
Yeah, because that offensive line of Hermiston is really pushing people around and doing the right thing.
Okay, 3rd and 8 after the 2-yard run by Nolan. Ball in the 11. 29 seconds left. Hermiston leading this game 34-0. Here headed into halftime. Pistol set. Nolan behind him. It's a play action pass to let's get a number on that. Ramirez on the catch, and he lays out to the end zone, and he crosses the plane. Touchdown, Bulldogs. What a play by Ramirez. Catch that ball, turn to the outside, and dive to the pylon for 6.
You gotta give credit. Andrew has really settled down on this stuff for the night, and Jordan, has had a tough couple of weeks, but he's coming back already. 3 catches for 66 yards and a touchdown on the night.
Great effort there by Ramirez to stretch the ball over the pylon, break the plane for the touchdown, and it's 40-0 Hermiston. 21.6 seconds left in the first half. Here comes the point after. And it's through.
21 seconds.
Navarrete knocks through the PAT. And like we said earlier, it's a blowout. 41-0. Hermiston leads, 21.6 seconds left here in the first half.
Yeah, you know, you knew that if Southridge couldn't control the line of scrimmage, that this was going to get out of hand way too quickly, and it has.
And now with the 40-point mercy rule here in the WIAA, the second half clock is going to run. And we're going to get out here a little bit early.
Yes, we will. And with that, you can, now you can forget about any thoughts of a, of a record coming, and we did jinx him.
Yeah, absolutely. There goes the chance for the school record. That's okay. I'm sure Wyatt will get a few more of those chances this season. And approaching 8:30, I mean, you could probably go get a table at Hale's here in about an hour or so.
Yeah, go have a nice burger or a steak, and you can enjoy your evening.
All right. Man, that sounds good. I haven't had Hale's in a long time. I got to come back home more often. All right, here's the kick. Navarrete is going to boot it from the 40. And Stayrook's going to catch it at about the 2. Steps back to the goal line. He brings it up the right side and pushed out of bounds. Ryan Arnold on the kick coverage team along with Trevor Wagner. Stayrook's pushed out at the 17-yard line, or excuse me, the 18. And the Suns are going to take over. 1st and 10
Ball spot at the 18.
with 16.3 seconds left in the first half.
Well, I tell you what, if the coach is going to do things right now, go to victory formation, get out of here now.
Put a knee on it, yeah.
Because as much trouble as they're having with the center, quarterback, and running back transfer, they don't need to have another opportunity for another fumble here.
Yep, and it looks like they're going to run a play. At least they're in a regular formation. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 in the backfield with Slater. And maybe they'll just run the ball up here and kill this clock. No play action pass. Slater drops back. He's looking toward the far sideline, and he's got a man. And it's juggled out of bounds, and they're going to say no catch. Pass intended for, looks like Cook Parker. Excuse me. That was intended for Teal. Teal on the sideline. They said he juggled it out of bounds, stepped out. Incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 now. 14.9 seconds left here in the first half. Hermiston leading Southridge 41-0. And like I said, the clock's going to run in the second half, not here for the rest of the first half. Snap to Slater, and he hands it off to Stayrook. Stayrook takes it off the left side, and he's down at about the 26-yard line. He's a tough runner.
Yeah, he got about 8 yards on that little rush there, and a good job.
Stayrook's a tough runner. He's been the lone bright spot for the Suns here in the first half. And there's a second quarter horn at halftime here at Kenniston Field. Hermiston with a commanding 41-0 lead over Southridge. And we're going to take a 2-minute break here, and then we're going to go into that interview I promised you with Kate Greeno here on the halftime show on AM 1360 KOHU.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Holy Toledo, Sonny. Yeah, it's
You know, you kind of figure it's impressive. I mean, he is very impressive when they get going.
The USA subs play, the game's already decided. Can you guess which one it is, Sonny?
Which one was Lions runs?
The one where you just pummel this dude down here.
No kidding. Oh. On the bounce.
Thank you for participating. Lori, Sherman, and Omar, thank you very much. And please represent
All right.
midfield.
We're getting some scores in here.
Circle. Please welcome the award-winning dance team, Stardust.
Kamayakin 14. Pasco nothing. All that's coming in.
Carries for 9 yards.
For Southridge?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 for 16 and for 64.
Sideline area from the Bulldog bench. From today's cheer camp, 61 future Bulldogs.
What's up,
I
Annie?
was looking for a couple of halftime stats if you might have some. What's our Mr. Newland got going on?
He's 14 rushes, 138 yards, 3 touchdowns.
That's of course.
Yeah.
Okay, and what's Mr. James throwing for tonight?
James so far has thrown 16 times. 4, 7, for 16 for 168 and 2 touchdowns.
And then on their side,
Not much.
Mr. Stayrick, he's kind of been their one-man show.
Yeah, he's 9 rushes for 51 yards.
You'd think it was more, but you know.
Yeah, but most of his was the 4 receptions for 34.
4 receptions for 34 yards. Okay. So he's got 85 yards. He's pretty much got all their offense.
Yeah.
But they probably have 30 yards of offense because they've lost so much. But
Oh yeah, they had minus 36 just on the 2 socks and the kickoffs, and minus yardages there.
holy crap.
Slater was 8 for minus 36. They got 19 rushes for 19 yards in the first half.
So what's Hermiston's penalties to keep track of that?
Yeah, Hermiston ended up with 50 yards, 6 penalties on for 50 yards in the first
It
half.
all came on like one drive.
Yeah, 3 10-yard penalties. Yeah, two 10-yarders and we had 25 yards in that one drive alone.
Well, it was 1st and 32 at one point, so
Yeah.
it's like,
We got 35 yards. Yeah, boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom. And we started off by going back 2 times on the 1. 2, yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks.
sad but true.
Kind
Okay.
of pounds in the score.
Well, you know.
They're not on Twitter. I can't find Pendleton on
No.
Twitter. Are they not on Twitter?
They're not.
Well, that just sucks. Actually, I think Brett is at the game. I will. That chair's like sitting on the floor.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
You bet.
No problem, Amy.
Because it's running clock now in the second half. Am I wrong?
You are
Yes,
correct.
it is.
You are correct.
We could be out of here by. You want to tell
I
me?
know. It don't exist.
Welcome back in to the Tom Denchel Ford Country Halftime Show. I'm Billy Gates alongside Sonny Levy. And before Sonny gets to some first half stats, we're going to do a check on the Ranch and Home scoreboard here. Around the Mid-Columbia Conference, Richland leads Walla Walla 21-0 at the half. Hanford leads Chiawana 21-7, also at the half. All these games are at the half, by the way. Kennewick is a 35-0 lead over AC Davis. And Kamiakin leads Pasco 14-0. And in other scores around the area, Heppner big over Riverside, 44-6 there in the third quarter. The Mustangs laying a thumping to the Pirates.
Wow.
Yeah. We're working on getting a score from Pendleton, from the Milwaukee-Pendleton game. We'll pass that along to you as soon as possible. If any listeners are out there have that score, feel free to tweet at me or text me if you have my number. My Twitter handle is @GatesOnSports. That's how we communicate here in 2018. A game of note that we included on our Pigskin Pick'em sheet. Oh, excuse me, I've got another. Oh, there it is. Andy Fowler of the East Oregonian just told me Pendleton's up 49-0 over Milwaukee at the end of the third quarter. The Buckaroos headed for another win there. They are a very good 5A football team, Sonny.
Yes, they are, and you just can't mess around, with Pendleton. Pendleton they've been surprising, it's this new league that they're in. It's kind of hard to gauge exactly what it is because the one team that they played well and they played them very hard and ripped them was Scappoose. But give them credit. They are right now 4-0, going to 5-0, and a 49-0 lead and running clock there also.
Yeah, that's a good football team over there in the East County. Game of note here that we included in our Devon Circle K Pigskin Pick'em sheet. The Holy War over in Western Oregon. Central Catholic at Jesuit. The Jesuit Crusaders lead Central Catholic 21-10 early on in the third quarter. So the Rams still have time to make my pick correct and come back and beat the Crusaders. They still got time, Sonny.
Yep. There's nothing out of the question in these high school football sports anymore.
Still got time. And just because I coach baseball there now, Lincoln, their football team, they're playing the number one ranked team in 6A, the Clackamas Cavaliers, the reigning state champions. And it's going okay. They're only down 28-7. I honestly thought it'd be a little more than that. Lincoln doesn't have a lot of players out for their team this season. They got a lot of guys playing both ways, kind of like what Southridge here has going on right now. But at any rate, Clackamas leads Lincoln 28-7, and we're going to get more scores coming in here in a little bit. I've been trying to mine my Twitter feed to try to get some more for you. But until then, we're going to take another 1-minute break, and then Sonny's going to be back with first half statistics here on the Tom Denchel Ford Country Halftime Show. So we'll be back in 1 minute with the halftime stats on 1360 KOHU. And welcome back into the Tom Denchel Ford Country Halftime Show. Billy Gates with you alongside Sonny Levy. And Sonny, hit us with some stats, man.
All right, first half total plays for Southridge. They had the ball for a total of 35 plays. 19 runs, 16 passes. Rushing wise for Southridge, 19 rushes for 19 yards. The biggest thing is Ryan Stayrook has had a good night going. 9 rushes for 51 yards. Then McCullough, 2 for 4 yards. But Trenton Slater with the 2 big sacks, and then the trying to rush off for negative yardage, 8 rushes for a minus 36 yards, so total yardage 19 rushes for 19 yards. In the first half, passing wise, Slater was 8 of 16 for 64 yards. Caleb Cook Parker was 2 catches for 31. Alex Teal was 1 for 2 and a fumble. Stayrook, another good place there, 4 catches for 34 yards, and McCullough 1 for a minus 3. So again, 8 receptions for a total of 64 yards. Total offense for Southridge is 83 yards on the night. They had 9 first downs and 4 penalties for 38 yards on that. For Hermiston rushing plays had total of 20 rushes for 67 yards on the night and 4 touchdowns. James, 6 rushes for 29 yards and a touchdown, and Wyatt Nolan, 14 rushes, 138 yards, and 3 touchdowns. James is 11 for 16 for 168 yards on the night. Her total Hermiston plays are 36 for the night and 325 total yards. Penalty first down wise, Hermiston had 18 first downs in the first half and a total of 6 penalties for 50 yards.
Well, there you have it, 89 yards for Southridge. They're not going to win you a lot of football games.
No, it's not, and it's, the biggest thing is Hermiston has been able to go ahead and, flip the field effectively almost all night long.
All right, well, we'll get the second half underway momentarily. Juan Carlos Navarrete has got the ball teed up at the 40. We're ready to get this rolling. Hermiston leads 41-0 over Southridge. And it appears Stayrook is back deep to receive this kick. And Navarrete kind of squibs one, ends up going in the upback's hand. And he finds a crease around the left side. Let's see, get a number on this kid. Looks like Alex Teal, the wide receiver, is one of the upbacks on the kick return team. Takes the ball from about the 15 to the 35-yard line, and Southridge is going to set up shop at their own 35 to start the second half.
Yeah, Arnold and McBride in on the tackle for Hermiston that time.
Slater in the shotgun. Hand off to Stayrook. He's met in the backfield. It's going to be a loss of about 1. Big fella.
Looks like Weisner in on
Weisner, yep, Weisner. I was looking cross-eyed at my spotting board.
Yeah. That can do that to you after a while, especially the way these number contrasts are that we had and the color contrasts that we're looking at all night.
Sonny with the save, that a boy. You're like Edwin Diaz. Slater the shotgun again, snap, Stayrook with it now. On the handoff, minimal gain. He might have gained the yardage back, maybe +1, but he's back near the line of scrimmage, the original line of scrimmage.
And Weisner again on the play over there, along with, can't tell who that, I can't see the number 70.
The big fella on the end. 77.
77, yeah.
That's Dustin Coughlin.
Coughlin, okay.
3rd and 10 for Southridge. Slater's going to roll to his right. He gets hit, and the pass falls incomplete.
Wheeler on the hurry that time. Wheeler's played a pretty good game. He on the actual plays that he's actually got a chance to get in there.
Wheeler right in Slater's face there, forcing the incompletion, and it's 4th and 10 for Southridge.
That's in the 50-50 number.
9:50, 9:49. We're running clock here.
The ticket booth at the entry.
This is going to go by quickly.
50-50 tickets. Get them out, get ready to go.
Southridge into punt. And a little rugby-style punt, gets it away. A little low line drive. It's going to take a Southridge bounce about 25 yards worth down to the 21-yard line, and it's down there by the Suns. So Hermiston's going to take over on their own 21, 1st and 10.
1st and 10 Bulldogs.
And Andrew James trots out there. Nolan's still in.
So far on the night, we've been able to go ahead and come up and field that ball before it really got to the ground. And that time there's no way that Razone could get to that ball because it was kicked a low liner out there. But a good job of at least not getting too deep on us.
Hermiston bunch to the near side, moving right to left now. James in the shotgun. Give to Nolan off the right side. He's going to burst up the middle, and there he goes. He's to the 40. He's dragging defenders with him. 45 down to the 49-yard line. Just bowling over everybody, just leaving a wake.
Across the 45.
No regard for human life. Wyatt Nolan just running people over for a big gain and another Hermiston first down.
15 yards on the pickup that time for the Bulldogs. It's hard to explain exactly, how brutish he is.
He's a big, strong boy. Trips to the near side for Hermiston. James in the gun. Nola to his left, and we got a flag.
Nope, they're on the play.
Huh?
And we're going to move him back again.
Dead ball. False start. On the offense. Number 12. 5-yard penalty.
False start on the Bulldogs. They got Cody Thacker. Moving back 5 yards. 1st and 15 from the 44-yard line. 3 receivers set to the near side for Hermiston again. James in the gun. He's going to give to Nolan. He's going to pull it out and run it himself down the left side. Little spin move there to avoid the defender, and then he goes down at the 47-yard line. So a gain of about 3 or 4 for James there on the option keep.
It was actually a very good read. We just didn't get the block that we needed to out there. It was a very good read by Andrew, and then we missed the stand block.
3rd and 11 for Hermiston now. 2 receiver sets both sides. Nolan to James's left, and they're going to give the ball to Nolan. Oh, no, that's not Nolan. Let's check a number on that. That is number 21, Guimaro Garay with the carry. Nice little scat back run to get the first down there by Garay.
Yeah, about 15 yards on the run that time. 17 yards. It was a 49 of ours for the rush.
17 yards and a first down for Hermiston.
Carried by number 21, Guillermo Guerrero.
They've got the ball at the 34-yard line, headed into Southridge's end zone. Trips to the far side, Garay again. He drags a couple defenders to about the 26-yard line. Nice little run. I mean, he might be a small kid, but he runs with a little bit of ferocity there.
Yeah, yes, he's one that we finally got back out after a little bit of issue that he had to pay for at the start of the season. And he is going to make this thing a wonderful addition. Now we got a 1-2 back that we can actually rest Nolan a bit.
2 receivers set to the far side. Garay in the backfield with James. Shotgun snap. James gives it to Garay up the middle, and he's got a seam. He matriculates his way up to the 15, to the 10, down at the 9, before he's slung down by Southridge defender. Let's get a number. Is that number 2 that got him?
Yes, I believe so.
Kid with the hair coming out of the back of his helmet. Number 2, that's Griffin Sandberg on the stop for Southridge. First and goal for Hermiston. Ball on the 9. Give to Gray again. And he's going to scoot to the corner of the end zone. Didn't quite get there. Ball out of bounds at the 2. Thought if he had a little bit of a stretch, he could stretch out and get to the pylon, but he lost the ball out of bounds. At any rate, Hermiston's got the ball second and goal at the 2 on a nice little 7-yard run by Garay.
Yeah, that was a nice job. Garay doing a little bit of scat back in there and just doing the stop and go jitter, and he's able to make 3 different guys miss on the play.
Second and goal on the 2, empty backfield for James. You think he's going to run the ball, Sonny?
Yeah, here comes
Garay motions across the formation, and that's easy pickings for Andrew James. He fakes the handoff, and he's in the end zone. He literally walked into the end zone off that fake.
Yeah, an absolute.
And he tries to dap up the official, and the official denied him.
Yeah. Well, I think the official had something to say to him. I think he thought he was, trying to, I don't know, show up something. But, Andrew, if you're not going to get hit and you're going to be able to walk in.
Yeah. That puts the Bulldogs up 47-0 here in the third quarter. 3:49 left with the PAT coming. And Wagner bangs it through to put the Bulldogs up 48-0 on Southridge. 3:49 left in the third period. And I'm surprised the clock isn't running. Do they stop it for a change of possession?
Yes, yeah,
okay,
so,
they
yeah.
must. They must. Because this has officially been a blowout for a while now. But at any rate, Hermiston leads Southridge 48-0. They're going to cruise to their 4th win of the season here. They'll be 4-1 when this thing wraps up. And then they'll be set for a matchup with Chihuahua next week in Pasco.
Well, you're exactly right. Since we're down to 3 minutes, it had been running continuously there, in that first half so far. And Washington, I don't know if it stops after a score. I didn't think it did. I thought it kept running after a score and a PAT. Didn't matter.
3:49 left in the third period. Hermiston up 48-0. And Navarrete boots this ball deep. Ball checks up at the 5 and nobody's on it. Southridge better get on it. Stayrook falls on it. And he stopped it around the 8-yard line. So tough break there for Southridge. That ball checked up like a nice approach shot on hole number 5 there or something.
Yeah, Tiger Woods would be proud out there tonight. That was a great wedge.
$49-0. Hermiston leads. 3:16 left in the third period. Clock is ticking. Southridge is onto the field. They're going to take over at about the 9-yard line, where that ball kind of checked up that Navarrete hit. A football doesn't do that very often.
No, that was an unfortunate break for Southridge. Put them real deep and in real trouble here.
Slater's going to roll. And then now he's going to tuck in a run and get hit by, look like Thacker on the stop.
Yeah,
gain of about 6 for Slater on the quarterback run. 7, excuse me.
5, Trenton Slater on the carry.
Picked up 7 on the pick, so there he's kind of inching towards some positive yardage. He's got a few more to go to get there, though.
2:22 left here in the third quarter. Slater going to hand the ball off to McCullough, and he's stacked up.
Wheeler.
for no gain.
Number 22, Theron McLaughlin.
Boy, this Hermiston defense still looking pretty good, Sonny.
Yeah, they can be that way. They can be very, very tough.
3rd and 4. Trips to the far side for Southridge, going left to right. Slater rolls to his left, flips a pass out to nobody on the sideline, and it's going to be 4th down.
Yeah, it kind of makes you wonder sometimes. That time they really got great penetration by Thacker, and he was coming in pretty tough. And whenever you can get that kind of penetration by a Hermiston linebacker, or actually he's at the defensive end spot, you're doing your job right.
4th down, 4th and 4. Southridge in punt formation. And the kick's away. A low line drive kick again. Takes a crazy hop about the 50-yard line, but it squirts up into Wagner's hands, and he's going to take it down to about the Southridge 45-yard line. So Hermiston's going to set up shop there. With 49 seconds left, and the clock's ticking here in the 3rd period. Hermiston up 48-0. There's a running clock right now. And probably a good time for Coach David Fatete to get his second string in.
Yeah, I think you're probably going to see quite a few guys starting to make a move in here pretty soon. Nice job that time by Wagner coming up and picking up that punt and keep it up off the ground.
2 running backs in with James in the backfield. Shotgun snap to James. Give to... Oh, he pulled it out again. He's even fooling me with his option reads in those meshes. He's doing a great job there. He kept it. Went to the right side. Gain of about 9 for James.
Yeah, Andrew has done very well. Worked really hard on all of his play fakes and stuff like that. He gets Eric all the time, Billy, so don't feel too awful bad there.
Now, he's good at pulling that ball out. And that's going to end the 3rd quarter here at Kennison Field. Hermiston leads Southridge 48-0. We'll be back after 1 minute with more Bulldog football on AM 1360 KOHU. Welcome back to Kennison Field. Billy Gates with you alongside Sonny Levy here in AM 1360 KOHU. Hermiston leads Southridge 48-0 here at the beginning of the 4th quarter. And Hermiston's got the ball.
New quarterback in now.
Give to Garay. And our new quarterback into the ball game.
Number 21, Guillermo Garage.
Number 2, and he's not on a roster.
Is that Chase Elliott?
Well,
34-yard line.
Well, they slip one past the goalkeeper on us, folks. Because there is no number 2 on my board, and there's no number 2 on this roster we were given. The mystery man, quarterback, ball snapped over his head, and he picks it up, and he's running for dear life. And he gets out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. Loss of about 6 on the play.
That was a nice job of just getting back the football and going for survival there. You know, unfortunately that ball was sailed pretty deep over him.
Yeah, that might be Chase Elliott there, calling the shots. Freshman quarterback for the Bulldogs. Third down and about 14 for Hermiston. Trips to the far side. And they'll throw it out to Wagner, who gets hung out to dry and hit right in the breadbasket.
Pass from Elliott complete.
That is Chase Elliott, just over the PA. So Chase Elliott at quarterback for the Bulldogs.
On the reception, number 20.
And Wagner on the catch, but he was hit immediately by Austin Gideon
Loss is back to
for a loss of about 4.
42-yard line.
So third down. Third and about 18. Trips to the near side. Elliott drops back. Setting up a screen pass.
Wow.
He's got a load of blockers in front of him, and he slips through a couple tackles, and he's still on his feet.
Is that Gray?
Down to the 15-yard line.
Cut tough.
Number 22, again, not on the varsity roster. So we'll get you that name here in a little bit.
Reception takes the ball inside the 20 at about the 16.
A little screen pass worked out great. Down to the 16-yard line, sets up first down for Hermiston. Another tough run there by 22. He gains about 6 yards up to the 10.
I believe that's Salinas. I'm almost positive that's got to be Salinas out there.
So Salinas with a couple tough runs. One on the rush there, and then the last one on the screen pass to get the first down. All right, Hermiston sets up shop, 2nd and 6 from the 10. Give it again to Salinas. He hops over a defender, dives down to the 2. And that's another Bulldog first down. They'll be set up first and goal. 6:10 left in the ball game. Hermiston leads 48-0. There's a running clock. Again, once these games get kind of out of control, coaches empty the bench, and sometimes we don't have the right numbers on our charts.
Yeah.
Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Salinas again up the middle for a Bulldog touchdown. And that adds 6 more to the board, and it's 54-0 Hermiston. 7:40 left in the ball game. So Tyson Salinas, 2-yard rush for another Bulldog touchdown.
Yeah, I'm almost positive that is Salinas. I don't know how he got left out in the out of the roster there, but it is him. It's his name just is not on there. So, wow, there goes Elliott.
And a little trickeration there on the 2-point or on the extra point. Elliott runs it in for 2.
Conversion is good.
And it's 56-0 Hermiston with 7:40 left. Sonny, let's get this clock running.
Yeah, I hear you there, bud. I hear you.
Southridge 0.
Wow.
Let's get the second stringers in. Let's finish out this football game. Actually, let's take a quick minute break here. So we'll be back here in 1 minute with more Bulldog football on AM 1360 KOHU.
10 Suns.
Welcome back to Kennison Field. Billy Gates with you alongside Sonny Leby. Hermiston Bulldog football. Hermiston leads Southridge 56 to nothing. Excuse me. 7 minutes left in the ball game, and Ryan Stayrook returned the kick for about 15 yards, and Southridge is going to set up shop at the 18-yard line. Slater slings the pass out to
18, Pat Mertens on the reception.
number 18 here.
Gain out to the 33-yard line.
He's not on my board either. Trent Mertens with the catch for Southridge, sets up a 2nd and 1 for the Suns. Slater in the gun, McCullough in the backfield with him. Slater quarterback draw. He's going to take it up the middle and get stopped by about 4 Hermiston Bulldogs.
Slater.
Picks up about 5 on the run that time. Did a very good job of reading that and keeping it. But Bulldogs, if you're going to try and get that way, you're not going to be able to, pick up anything on Hermiston. I think they're just trying to keep this in reach.
1st and 10, Southridge, 32-yard line.
At the end of the 4th quarter, out on the field.
Snap to Slater. Slater drops. Slater's looking down the middle of the field, and it is incomplete, overthrown. Ball is intended for Caleb Cook Parker. Well, that would have been something if Slater would have hit Parker there. He had some real estate in front of him.
Yes, he did. And, Hermiston on the, or Southridge on the crossing pattern kind of rubbed off early one of the defenders, and he was able to get some separation. And you're right, if that would have been just a little bit less on the pass, that would have gone for a lot of yards.
2nd and 10. Empty backfield for Slater. 3 receivers set to his right. Slater drops back. He's got a man down the sideline, but he just flushed out of the pocket, and he's taken down.
Ooh.
Big hit. About 4 Bulldogs had him stood up, and then Slater took a shot to his chest.
Yeah, that was the one that got him well was Thacker on the hit, and but the guy that really got in there for the first thing was another one. We don't have a we got a number. It's number 72, but just no name to go with it.
3rd and 9 on the 1-yard gain from Slater. Slater rolls to his right. He's had a man on the sideline, but he underthrew him. Incomplete, and it's going to be 4th and 9. Pass intended for Cook Parker.
Yeah, we have no starters. No, none out there at all.
4th and 9, Southridge's going to go for it. I mean, why not? Give it a shot. Slater rolls to his right again. He's rolling, keeps rolling. He might tuck it and run. No, he's going to let it go, and he's going to throw it out of bounds and turn the ball over. I thought for sure he was going to tuck that ball and run and try to get to the sticks there, Sonny.
He had a lot of yards in front of him. Hermiston just kept flowing backwards and backwards on the play. And, had he kept it, he probably would have got close, would have at least gained some pretty good yardage out of it to make that play worth a while there.
3 minutes left in the ball game, running clock. We'll see if the Bulldogs can't get their second unit out on the field for one more drive. They're going to take over on the Southridge 34-yard line. Elliott back in at quarterback. Run up the middle. Somebody from Hermiston is at the bottom of the pile. Somebody, Derek McBride. His first action of the ball game, gets a carry for about 5 yards straight up the gut. And then he got met with a pile of Southridge Sun players on top of him.
Down to the the 27-yard line.
Second and 5 down to the 27.
Second at about 5.
Trips to the far side for Elliott. And that's a false start on the right tackle. And that's going to back him up 5 yards.
Yeah, that's, unfortunately a bad quick start there. Might have been a little bit of a, hard count because of the new quarterback. But, unfortunately, another 5-yard penalty there.
Trips to the far side for Elliott. McBride in the backfield with him. And Elliott pulls it out on the option keep. And he's going to lose a couple yards, met by Sandberg coming up to fill the hole from the linebacker spot for Southridge.
Well, this is good. This is good for a young quarterback. Get some time in out here, because it is just a, when it's a blowout like this, you have to be able to have some fun and get some extra people out here.
Oh yeah, this is what it's all about. Getting these younger guys some solid in-game reps. It's not like a freshman game is bad, but if you can get into a varsity game and you get some reps early, then you kind of get a taste for it. You know what it's like. 3rd down and 11 for Hermiston. Southridge showing blitz, and it looks like they're going to get caught in the neutral zone, and it's going to be an encroachment penalty. And that actually might run out the clock.
Yeah. Oh, Hermiston got.
Oh, they hit Hermiston with a false start. Interesting. Interesting development here, because it looked like 3 Southridge players were in the neutral zone.
Well, can't complain too much about
can't
this.
Complain. Southridge showing blitz again. And the give to number 30 there. Let's get a name for him. William Shastine with the carry that ends the ball game for Hermiston. He gained about a yard on that play. We'll give him a yard. And here's the final horn. Hermiston 56, Southridge 0. Mid-Columbia Conference football action here at Kennison Field. Big win for the Bulldogs.
Final score.
Showed a lot of, restraint there in the second half, even though they did score a couple times in the second half. But big win for the Bulldogs, and we're going to take a 2-minute